In a world where so many cars look the same, they all look a bit similar, everyone's been screaming for something a bit different, for a different vibe. So Alfa Romeo came along and they said, well, how about this? And everyone said, no, don't like that, not like that, no. Subscribe to the Electrifying YouTube channel, thank you. So today we are in Italy to have a walk around the new Alfa Romeo, what's it called today? Junior today. Yeah, so this was the Alfa Romeo MilaNO, but there was dramas. Here's what happened, right? We were due to fly out here to Turin to have a walk around the brand new car. An hour before our flight, we all got an email saying the name has changed. Everyone panicked, everything got stripped off the car, no more MilaNO, that all got stripped off the car, and now it's just called Junior. That's it, called Junior. There's a reason behind it, right? It's a bit like when you have a glass of champagne. It can't be a glass of champagne if it's not made in the Champagne region. You can't have a car called MilaNO if it's not made in Milan, because it's made in Poland for budget reasons. So the government said you can't have that name. Alfa Romeo went, okay, fine, called it Junior, which is a nod to a car from 1966, and not because they're just massive fans of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies from the 90s. But look, this whole thing has been put together and designed to be your day-to-day runaround. So you would use this during the week, and on the weekend, you would take out your classic Alfa Spider. As always, it's based on bits from other cars. So in this case, the Jeep Avenger and the Fiat 600e, which is not a bad thing as we really quite rate them. But as you would expect, Alfa has sprinkled some of its magic dust into the formula. So the company claims it offers best-in-class driving dynamics. And of course, it has very striking styling. What do you reckon? Right, let's start with the front, which is the bit that everybody is talking about, which is essentially this. I mean, it's the giant Alfa Romeo badge, isn't it? Which a lot of people aren't keen on. I'm trying my best to like it, but let's be honest, it's a snake eating a human. There's no denying that. I can see where they've tried to be a little bit different, and it's a nice nod to the Alfa styling. So I can see where they've come from in terms of designing this. And then when it comes to air intakes, I mean, look at compared to any other EV, look at all of this, all along here, all through here. It looks quite angry at the front, don't you think? And I quite like the styling of the lights as well. This is like 4 matrix LED lights. We've got 4 strips going on here that run as daytime running lights. I do have to acknowledge that at the side, it looks like the bonnet's open. Oh, is that bonnet open? It's not. It's just the design of the front. Oh, and the black and white badge I think is really stylish. Right. Down the side, slightly more simple. Crazy face, simple sides. Now, in terms of the size of this thing, I didn't quite realise how small it was. I saw the photos and I was like, oh, that just looks like a normal size SUV. And then I got here and I was like, oh, it's a very small SUV. I mean, it's literally 3 centimetres taller than a Giulietta. Like it's quite diddy, but still an SUV, but very simple down the sides, like hardly any lines going on down here. We've got the hidden door handles, which is now becoming a thing in a lot of cars. And then you've got the nice nod to the Alfa logo just here. Can I give a shout out to the wheels? I think they're really nice. They're lovely wheels. These are 20-inch and they're completely flush with the car as well, which will just make it feel that little bit sportier to drive, wouldn't it? Yeah, I like the side, very nice. Now come with me around the back. I noticed as soon as I saw the car that it looks like a moustache, and now I can't unsee it. All I see is a moustache, you know? I'm thinking of like, you know, do you remember Yosemite Sam? Like that kind of moustache that occasionally you would twiddle. It's one of those moustaches, but also at the rear, it's okay in terms of design. We've got a rear wiper, we've got a nice black Alfa Romeo sign. It doesn't say the actual model of the car, so you can still pretend you're driving a MilaNO. It's totally fine, isn't it? Should we look in the boot? Okay. Okay, now this is class leading. This is 400 litres of space, which is huge. That's much bigger than an ID3, very impressive. You've also got a movable boot floor, so you can, if you want to, make it a bit smaller, put that up there, like that, and have that flat and flush so it's easier to get things in and out, or you can put it flat underneath the floor and have a bit more space. That's pretty decent, isn't it? That's not bad. Yeah. Now around in the front, you have the Alfa Romeo cable tidy. which is where you're going to keep your charging cables. And it's all nice and tidy now, but we all know, as drivers of electric cars, they're never going to go back in that way. So you're just going to chuck them in the boot, aren't you? Under the boot floor, totally fine. The Junior Electrica, yes, there is a hybrid as well, has a familiar 54 kilowatt hour battery. So there are two versions. The first uses a 154 brake horsepower motor seen in various Stellantis models. This gives a range of up to 250 miles from a 54 kilowatt hour battery. Charging is at 100 kilowatts maximum. A sportier 236 brake horsepower VELOCE version will also be offered, using the same motor as the recently announced Abarth version of the 600e. Now this features a mechanical self-locking differential to lessen the wheel spin, the most direct steering ratio in its class. It's got a widened wheel track with specific front and rear anti-roll bars, sports suspension and braking system. Oh, and a really low weight, so that should mean better efficiency and good fun to driveness. So can't wait to get this thing on the road. It's very Alfa in here. I mean, there are obviously nods to other cars like the Fiat 600e, the Jeep Avenger, like in terms of the buttons, etc. But they've taken things away that definitely would not have worked in this car. So like, you know, the 600e and the Jeep Avenger have that sort of flappy iPad covered thing here. This doesn't have that, because if it did, I don't think that would work. But everything in here has been designed so that when you sit in the car, you don't want to leave, as I've been told in the meeting that I've just sat in when they were talking about the launch and the design of the car. And honestly, yeah, I think they're right. It's very comfortable in here. And the driving position feels really nice. And it does have really nice sporty nods. So we've got two screens here. They're both 10.25 inch. This has a really nice sporty vibe going on with the design just around the side here. And also another sporty thing is the start-stop button, which I know says engine. Ignore that, because it doesn't have an engine. But the fact that it's in the middle makes you feel like it's more of a sports car. Ba-boom! And then it would power the whole thing up. So I quite like that. I don't like the gloss black. That's a bit irritating. I mean, I'm literally the first person to sit in this car today, and already it's smothered in fingerprints from me. So they should, I'm just not a fan of the whole piano black thing. However, everything else in here is very smart, very plush. Very plush. Like the materials used for everything just feels more expensive than what you would get in a 600e or an Avenger. And everything feels really nice on the steering wheel. The seats are very comfortable, but you can spot where they have saved a bit of money. So like up here on the doors, a bit of scratchy plastic. There's also the option of sports seats, which, can I say, look much nicer. Yes, they are much firmer on the bum, but they look very stylish with the red stitching. Yeah. Now this screen here can be completely personalisable. Is that a word? Personalised. Can be personalised is what I wanted to say. So you can just have everything that you would normally use in this home screen and just make it suit your life and make your life nice and easy. Have you noticed the vents? Look at these. I mean, they've got like the Alfa design, but also the fact that they light up like at night. That's going to look really cool. I like that very much. Drive modes. Now we've got the Alfa DNA drive modes. So they stand for dynamic, natural, advanced efficiency. So that's all just going to drive very nicely. They're saying that this car is going to drive beautifully and efficiently and also very fun at the same time. So I cannot wait to take this thing for a drive, because I reckon they're right. Because of the size of it, I think it will drive really well. I mean, we've got the B mode here that I'm assuming will be for regen braking, and it will probably be like the same as other Stellantis cars, as in it won't do one pedal driving. We're not sure about that yet. We're going to have to take it for a spin to find that out. Pushes back. Does lift, it does lift. Oh, there's a little cubby there. That's all right. And then a couple of cup holders down here. That's wireless charging. Oh, okay. Storage isn't horrendous. It's all right. Oh, and we do need to test the indicator sounds, because we all know I'm a fan. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's lovely. That's like the popcorn song. Do you know the one I'm talking about? Anyway, off to the back. welcome to the rear seats. It's quite dark back here. I mean, it's probably not helped by the fact that we are in quite a dark studio today, but it's very dark. I feel like if you're going to end up being that person that's stuck in the middle seat, you really lose out in this car. You've got the transmission tunnel there, so you have to straddle that, and then you've got like a little dippy bit there, which means you're also going to lose out on headroom. Also, storage. Nothing there. There's no door bins, and there's no like pocket for your phone that you get in some cars. So where would I put my phone? This is such a first world problem, isn't it? But where would I put my phone? I'd have to put it in there. I don't want to put it in there. I'd have to put it on there, little shelf. No, because if that's back like that, that would annoy me. Would that go in there? You don't want to put your phone in there, do you? I don't want to moan about that too much. But do you know what I mean? Just a couple of pockets would be nice. Like a cup holder or somewhere where I can tuck my phone that's not completely disappeared. Would be nice. We do have a USB-C port, so you can stay charged. So that's lovely. It's fine. It's, again, scratchy plastics. It's okay. This could really do with a panny roof, and then it would feel so much lighter back here. In terms of space, it's not bad, but obviously this is set up for my driving position. So what would happen if you're sat behind somebody taller? So I found the tallest person I could find on this car launch. Hi, Jack Scarlett.
Am I being paid for this?
No. Put the seat in your driving position, please. Oh, that's, you really are, yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah.
How's that?
You're really tall. That's, okay. Well, you know, they said the design is like, if you want to step into an Alfa Romeo, then you want to stay in it. You're forced to stay in here because you can't get out. Actually can't move my legs.
All right, see ya.
Okay, you take care. All right. If you want to bring lunch over, that would be great. Thanks. So what do we think then? So when we had our meeting, right, before we walked around this car, they said out of every 10 people, 9 people might hate it, but 1 person might absolutely love it, which essentially is Marmite's theory. And I like Marmite. So that could totally work. There is a business model there for that kind of idea, isn't it? I mean, this is supposed to drive lovely. It's going to be very efficient as well, isn't it? I mean, in terms of competition, you've got the new Mini Cooper, you've got the Cooper Reval, that's going to be cheaper. I mean, this is expected to be around £37,000. Be interesting to see what it's like behind the wheel. Can't wait to drive it, which is actually happening in the next couple of months. So the best thing to do is subscribe to the Electrifying YouTube channel, and then you'll see as soon as the video goes live. And hey, who knows what the car's going to be called by then? I mean, feel free to place your bets. Put it in the comment section below.